Call to order the Village of Franklin Council special meeting of Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Evan, roll call, please.
President Mitchell,
Here.
Trustee David Ferris,
Here.
Trustee Abigail Gates,
Here.
Trustee David Solly,
Here.
Trustee Jeffrey King,
Here.
Trustee Angelina Salaka, Trustee Ken Hanson.
Okay. Hopefully those two will be still rolling in. Adoption of our agenda, pretty straightforward. Anybody have any comments? Get a motion to adopt the agenda, please.
Motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Solly, second by Gates. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public comment.
Hello, thank you for having me. My name is Emily Hutchison, and this is Mabel King. We are residents of 32800 Brandingham in Franklin, and I know today's meeting is all about discussing priorities for the plan for the village. And so I just wanted to speak at the public comment to give us a couple of suggestions and ask that we back any priorities with things like census data and maybe a survey. I know Birmingham, I think, recently did a survey of their community to see what their community priorities are. So I would love to just put a plug in for child-friendly priorities. As you can see, I have two little ones, and I know that the city and the village is quickly becoming like a hub for families in the area as the demographics turn over. So I'd love to have a discussion on things like splash pads, sidewalks, crosswalks, an ice rink, stop signs, Wi-Fi tables, outdoor dining spaces, public art. I know there's grants available through the DIA for public art, and so many more. I'm happy to join a committee if there's like a family-friendly committee or something like that. So thank you for consideration.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. All right, new business. Rachel, any thoughts on how you want to tackle this?
Well, I can explain.
You gave us, yeah, if you want to
what
start
I
with the
provided.
documents you gave us, exactly.
So, the sheet that is front and back plus one extra page, this is the collection of all of the suggestions that everybody sent to me. So, sorry, since it's so much, what I thought I'd do is put it into a table and kind of put all of the ideas in certain buckets where maybe they seem like they could be collected well for you to discuss.
Okay, like that?
So, my plan was that you would all just maybe start
Focus on.
column from column and maybe strike things that maybe aren't the best choice for us right now financially, or we just can't accomplish it for one reason or another, and narrow this list down to a few reasonable goals that we could accomplish in this next upcoming budget year.
Can we call out the elephant in the room?
Yeah, please.
There's the money issue,
Uh-huh.
which like might affect so many of these, so.
Pretty much everything. Yeah.
So I just want to maybe start with what is actually reasonable. Like, we've got our pie in the sky things that we could save for or start allocating funds toward and create a short list, but for the purposes of next financial year, it feels like a stabilization year. So maybe like level setting on near and long-term priorities and making sure that we're being realistic is where I'd like to see this.
There are certain things that we could tackle that are more, that don't require a lot of funding. Like, one of your ideas was to make sure we put together a great list of policies and procedures and things of that nature. So that's not gonna cost us any money. We can do that internally. That's something that we can handle. I would probably have a law firm just take a look at them, but not draft them. We can do like internal cleanup things, like go through our municipal code and go ordinance by ordinance and make sure that these things are even still reasonable to require of people, or maybe we need to update them, things of that nature. These are all things that we can do internally.
Yeah.
They should be done anyway.
And they don't cost a lot.
No.
Yeah, I like how you did this. Sorry, Abby, were you done?
Oh, no, good.
Okay. I like how you bucketed these, because I think if we agree that these 5, or even we even pick 3 are priorities, then we can make sure that any discussion, project, or investment we make fits in one of these buckets. And if it's outside of these buckets, it needs to be put on a future list. Because, you know, it's not necessarily like, I think we have to stop focusing on like a single project, you know, and like, does it fit into one of these 3 priorities? And if it does, let's not so much focus on the project, but what we have the money to do now.
Let's not forget that there is grant funding available, so that is something that I can research. If there are specific things on here that you really want to focus on this year, I can look for grants to help us cover the cost of those.
And as we've learned, as many grants can be out there, whatever funding's available, if we don't have projects ready to go, we're not gonna get.
Not in all cases. Oftentimes, when it is a construction project, that is the case, but there are lots of grants that are available. SEMCOG is a
Grants
great,
for infrastructure type stuff, we could definitely use, upgrading Wi-Fi, upgrading
And for like the ice
that
rink,
type of stuff.
right? That's like $5,000 to buy the equipment for the ice rink. So if we had like a $5,000 grant out there, right, we could easily buy the supplies for the ice rink. You know,
I can look for something like
we
that.
have a spot. That was like one of the things
That's, I guess
that,
that's one of the questions when it comes to a
Brought
lot
up.
of these great ideas in, with regard to improvements, is where do we put them? And to the extent we're, again, spending money and improving the FCA property is where we, you know, where are we proposing to put these
ice rink on our property,
on the Village Green, you're saying?
behind the library, yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Pam. Okay, so do we want to go through each of these lists? What do we, because these buckets are in and of themselves pretty deep. So is the idea to pick 3 buckets to focus on, or?
I don't think we can do all items in a bucket, right?
Well, right, but are there particular buckets we want to focus on, or do we want to pick and choose items from various buckets that are maybe the lowest hanging fruit for the time being?
I mean, how about we all shortlist some things that are important to us, and we can identify themes across all of the buckets?
Yeah.
If we're all identifying, you know, if like 3 of us choose budget stabilization and addressing current budget challenges, it becomes a priority.
Yeah, I like that.
And then we determine feasibility. Is it a near-term or a long-term goal? Are there grant opportunities? Is there a budget impact? Is there not a budget impact? If there is a budget impact, are there grants available? So it becomes like, when are we doing it?
Yeah.
What do we agree on? When are we doing it? And how are we paying for it if that's necessary?
Okay.
So maybe take a few minutes to just circle, I don't know,
Yeah,
Oh, that works?
circle what's important to you, and then we'll talk about it.
So you suggesting what's important to us across the board versus
Yep, and
a
every
certain
bucket,
number,
yep.
a certain number needs, no certain number though, just
Maybe
whatever.
rank in every bucket your top, like, no more than 3 in each.
Yeah,
bucket.
top 3 in each
Top 3,
bucket.
that sounds good. They don't have to be in a particular order right now.
And also, some of these are likely pretty similar.
I was literally
Yeah.
gonna say the same thing, like,
It's-
some of these things could probably be combined.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure.
Like, if you
we'll-
upgrade the meeting technology, you're gonna be able to have remote participation.
Right.
Right, so.
Of course you brought a highlighter.
I only have this because Gigi stole it out of one of my drawers and I took it from her and threw it in my briefcase.
I barely remember to get a pen today. Usually, one to David's.
I feel like now it's like
Is it
pass to
normal
the person on your left.
I'm sorry?
It's like pass to the person on your left so they can check your answers.
Do you wanna, like, I don't know if you guys wanna,
Oh, there's stuff on the back.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm still.
Oh.
Stuff
like,
on the back.
list our, and then maybe write some, like, notches next to common themes, and they become our discussion.
Can you put this in Adobe and edit it? Like, you know, circle things? So you can use like,
Oh, yeah, color-coded.
yeah,
cells.
you can just put next
A little
to.
highlighter.
Dan has a
It's a Word
pink highlighter,
document,
in case
isn't
you
it?
wanna just,
You also have a copy of the planning goals and community values from the master plan. So now might be a good time to take a look at that and think about how you want to implement these ideas that the village came up with in their new master plan.
Hi, baby done. So what was the next, going through each bucket, right?
yeah, so we'll go, I'm sorry to go ham on this. Slap my hand. I was thinking we'd go person by person, name our 3 priorities, and then we,
In each column?
yes. Yep. Your favorite 3 in each. And then, yep,
Yeah,
you ready?
No, start on the other side.
do you want to start?
Jeff?
Sure. I will say that I think we need to theme these eventually because a lot of mine, I think I can list another one that I think falls in the similar bucket, but I will just, for the sake of promptness, go column by column now?
Yep.
All right. In governance, I said basically policies, governance and compliance. The next one, council standards and practices, and then meeting flow. Although, I think that, potentially processes and meeting agendas could go together.
Where's meeting flow?
It was on the formal agenda meeting, it's right under this one.
Wait, sorry, Evan, I think you should put his initials because,
Or give everyone a different color.
Yeah, I was gonna get.
oh, okay, perfect. Okay, you're good. Okay, so,
And then, do you want me to list them all?
yeah, go all
Go
across.
column by column, or?
Go column by column.
Yeah, okay.
Everything, column by column, okay.
Next one, additional revenue sources, the first,
Top one.
Top one. Right below it, budget stabilization. And then I had the audit and implement, this one. The top one seems reasonable. Plan. Incentivize small businesses, right below it, number 2. And then commercial vacancies. On infrastructure, I think that there's a lot that are similar in this one, whether it's pedestrian lights, parking, or walkability improvements. So I'll call it the walkability improvements because I think that covers a number of things. Crosswalks at 13 Mile. And then the pathway project. Complete approved pathway project.
I think it's on the next,
Oh, no, it's the third down.
never mind, don't listen to me.
Right, yeah, there you go.
Is the approved pathway project, what is that? Which pathway project are you
There's
talking
only
about?
one,
Which is what?
Irving.
Is that what you meant?
I was just trying to say like walkability, like my theme is improved connectivity. So maybe it's
And
already
as far as that third one, we're still in the running for that money from
Rashida.
from Rashida. It's at the Senate, I think.
So my main theme is just connectivity.
Yeah, I got it. And it's in a couple places. So yeah, connectivity in general. Because, 3 of these are connectivity.
And then on the last one, seasonal programming, gathering spaces, which I think is also the third. And then, just want to make sure it didn't, the creative use of underutilized spaces. I know it's necessarily not ours, but I think thinking about partnerships is important. Good?
Yep. Angelina?
For the first column, governance, remote participation in village meetings. 2, user-friendly automated tools for information and engagement. Oh, actually, no, sorry, compliant tracking tool and data-driven decision-making. And then 3, policies, governance, and compliance. Which to me includes like agenda, flow, pre-reading, all that.
Maybe like highlight a portion of it in a different color? Oh, you did?
It is.
Okay, okay. Sorry, same color.
The second bucket, budget stabilization and addressing current budget challenges. Audit and implement internal financial controls. And then my third is seek additional revenue sources, or the first one. Yeah. Budget stabilization, audit and implement internal financial controls. Yeah. Oh, not the analytical one, not deep dive analytical. So I had the same ones as him, not the third down, yeah. For the economic vitality, first is identify barriers to new business. Modern family-friendly gathering places. And then revitalize, retain, and incentivize small businesses. Or recruit, retain, sorry, I said revitalize instead of incentivize. Fourth column, walkability improvements. Tutor easement, 13-mile sidewalk, pedestrian lights, parking, I mean, it's all the same thing. And then, safety for walkers, families, all generations. Then the last one, improve everyday community spaces. Seasonal programming. And create a cultural recreation. This is my question, in government services hub. By hub, to me, it's like a tool. Is that what it meant? Like a hub where you can find cultural, recreational, and government
Is this like a-
services?
Yeah.
Is this
That
like,
was my word.
oh, okay,
And what I meant was a geographically identified place
Okay.
where those things happen.
oh, I
And
thought,
that
okay,
future activities that are similar would probably go in that
Oh.
zone or that space.
okay, sorry, not that then. I thought by hub you meant like a sign or an interactive like tool, so people could find all that. Common space improvements.
So that's not for what you.
Yeah, I was thinking hub like a,
A platform or?
yeah, like a
an app?
platform, like a
Got it,
hub.
got it, okay.
Not like a physical hub, more of a
Yeah.
technological hub,
Got it.
which, I mean, is important, both, but.
So which ones were yours, Angelina? Improve every day.
Improve everyday community spaces,
Gathering spaces?
seasonal programming,
Seasonal programming,
and then, common space improvement, so all the same thing, basically.
okay.
I think improve everyday spaces, and the one that I listed is,
Okay, then just highlight, you don't have to highlight that one then. Is that what you're saying?
I was saying the one above, not
There's
com-
3 that are similar: improve everyday community spaces, gathering spaces, and then the last one, common spaces.
Right, I think those are all
Agreed,
the same thing.
pretty much so.
Okay, so then I'll use my last one for the, a rec plan with Oakland County.
Pam?
Okay, let's see. I would like to, under governance, I would like, the last one, modernize community engagement tools. I would like a complaint tracking tool and data-driven decision-making. And I would like upgrade meeting technology. The second column, I would like additional revenue sources, the first one, budget stabilization, the second one, and I would like, I'm gonna say, address budgetary issues generally. On vitality, I'm gonna say a village plan, a village center plan. That's gonna encompass a lot, but, I would like to recruit, retain, and incentivize small businesses. And the third one is, this is next fiscal year, so the scope of this is July 1 through June 30th? Is that the scope?
Yeah.
All right, then I want to put staff the Main Street Director position. On the infrastructure, I would like to walkability improvements. Which one best describes where we want to go with 13 Mile Road? The Tudor easement or multi-use path planning on 13? Let's do that one. Basically, we need to we need to do 13 Mile, make some progress there. I don't care which one we pick.
Hey, Evan, I think Pam's second one was recruit, retain, and incentivize small businesses, right, under?
Yeah.
Yeah, she had the
Yeah.
top three.
Oh, am I going too fast? I'm sorry.
He had, no, one of them was like, kept on highlighting and unhighlighting for him.
Oh, got
So
it,
he got
okay.
stuck on your first
Downtown.
one.
Got it, okay.
Downtown and economic vitality,
That's why if you heard us laughing, that
the
was
second
it.
one
Oh, all right.
from the top,
Recruit, retain.
recruit, retain.
Recruit, retain,
That was the one that gave me
Yeah.
trouble too.
yeah. The top three under downtown on the list, okay. And then infrastructure, did you get that one for me?
I only have one of those for you, or the other two.
I said walkability improvements. And then I asked the question, which one is the strongest one to support 13 Mile? So I picked Tudor easement. And then I'm gonna say multi-use path planning, connectivity projects in general. And on community spaces, I'm gonna make a pitch for a recreational plan that will allow a lot of other things to happen. Create the hub, and I would like to do seasonal programming. No, never mind, common space improvements.
And you wanted the first one too, right, Pam?
The first one was a rec plan.
Okay. Great.
Okay, so two items, first of all. The first item in governance communication, address severe eroding. No one said it. That's not a goal. It's absolutely has to be done. Get a cost. We just allocated $20,000 or $30,000 for special projects. Our employees cannot be working in a building where the rodents are getting into their food. So it's not even a goal. It's just do it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question? Don't we get money for those like mosquito things? Can we use them towards rodent?
This is like a sick five or gonna be
I
a
wasn't
couple
sure.
$1,000
We get like a
project.
grant for those things.
That's like $400.
Do you wanna just borrow my chihuahuas? I wrote
We've
cat
talked
next
about
to
getting
it.
cats.
I did write cat on the paper.
It is actually very serious. Is the mess still on the floor upstairs?
Yep.
If you want to take a look at something that happened last night, go on upstairs and just take a look at the floor.
Is that why you want to come back downstairs?
Don't waste one of your three on that.
I'm not wasting
We all
it. I'm
agree.
telling you, it's not a goal. I'm telling you, it's just do it.
Just need to do
Just get
it.
it done.
Seems
Yeah.
reasonable.
All right, so my goals in column one are all on the back page. Improve village email communications. complaint tracking tool and data-driven decision-making, and modernize community engagement tools and grant identification. In the second group, the first one, seek additional revenue sources for the police. The second one, budget stabilization. And the third one, deep dive review to cost savings. And then in the third column, the second one, recruit, retain, and incentivize small businesses. Identify barriers to new businesses entering vacant spaces. And develop incentives or streamline processes for business attraction. And then in the third one, again, I'm not sure what that top one is as far as a goal. That's more of a, can you just tell us how much it would cost and what its main purpose is, and then see if it's something we could identify, because I don't really see that as a goal.
What, develop the plan?
But no, a PD drone request. I mean, what's the purpose of the drone? If it's, something we can get a grant for, that has a real purpose other than, I thought it was for like,
Do you want to answer that?
Sure.
yeah, I'm still trying to understand what that was for.
Yeah, lots to go over. So I was approached by the cable board, because I had mentioned, I think in 2024 in our annual report, that was something we were going to do. I had a resident that gave us a drone, so we were gonna send some of our officers to get the certification required, so they were very excited about it, until we found out that the drone didn't work. And obviously, I don't want to use general fund money or taxpayer money for a drone that we're probably going to only use 4 or 5 times a year for major events, for, if there's children lost or someone walks away from our memory care center in Bingham Farms. But the cable board said that they were willing to purchase a high-tech drone for us as well as for them. It would be a partnership, a shared service that we would keep at our police department. Obviously, they could use it whenever they wanted to, and we would be able to use it for the events, for Overwatch and things like that. So I kind of thought it was a win-win-win. But some trustees have talked to me a little bit about maybe that money could be used for something else that you would rather do, and I'm fine with that as well. I just need some direction on, because we're supposed to go in front of the Cable Commission in March. The cost of the drone is, it's consistent with what all the other departments around us have. It's about $30,000. And the cost to the police department will just be for the training and the certification. So I'll answer some of your questions.
Is there an ongoing cost for, like subscription or services or anything beyond the cost of the drone? For like server data or et cetera?
No. The only additional cost, and I'll talk to the Cable Commission on how they want to do it, if we had to get more additional batteries, if we had to get more rotors somewhere down the road. We have a pretty healthy forfeiture fund, so I probably could supplement it with that.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, I just wanted to, I spoke with Chief on this one, in particular, and I don't have any, I wanted to speak on the trade-offs of the drone versus one of the other things that I support. So what I was saying is that I don't inherently have any issue with, seeking funds for the drone. But I want to be mindful of the potential offset that if we get a $30,000 grant for a drone and then we turn around and we want enhanced, upgrade to meeting technologies such as a smart board, we would go to the cable board for that. And so they're not gonna turn around and, there is a probability or propensity that they could turn around and say, well, you're asking for an additional 30,000 after we just gave you 30,000 for a drone. So I think while we shouldn't knock either of them off, I think we need to decide the priority of what we wanna seek funding for.
Okay.
I know we just purchased those 2 cameras,
Correct.
and it seems like there's not a lot of, children walking away in Franklin. Could we keep, my inclination is keeping the drone on like a future list, but seeing how those work, and then if the money, is this like a grant that has a time frame? Like, why did they approach you now and ask if you wanted a drone?
I know that Rachel had talked to Carrie at one point, and then Rick David got involved, and they agreed that it was a good idea.
Okay.
That was before I heard that there might be other priorities.
Okay. Yeah, because okay, I wasn't sure if like the drones were running a sale or something, and they were like, okay, so
What's happening, let me just explain.
$30,000 get our 2005
Well, so,
edition.
The
I guess that's
future,
the
the future of drone technology is very similar to where we are with cameras now. There's cameras all over Oakland County, all over the state of Michigan. That's
Yeah.
going to continue. Drone technology is the next thing. We will never by ourselves have first responder drones like they have at Dearborn or Canton or Sterling Heights, where the drones are launching off the buildings and they're the first ones on scene. Now, we may partner with Bloomfield Township or the county at some point down the road after I retire, I think, to do that. Because I think it's valuable. I think it's an officer safety issue. It gives you that, 200-foot view of what's going on. And I'm not saying that we're doing that now. This is just something that I thought, well, if they want to buy us a state-of-the-art drone, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, to me, it's like an enhancement, but not something that our residents feel is lacking in our police or law enforcement. Like, I definitely feel like yesterday with like the fact that we couldn't have a closed meeting without it leaking outside, and like the fact that, people can't, like, there's other cable board, I think, priorities for the meeting. But I agree with you, like, it's the future. And so I feel like in 2 years, we may be like the only, municipality without a drone. And at that point, we may be like, yeah, we
You
need
can
to
get a
get one.
refurbished one. for
There's no
15.
doubt that we have great relationships with the departments around us. If I need a drone, they're going to bring me a drone. It's just something where I'm trying to engage my officers also to give them something else to do besides drive around 12 hours in a car in circles, is that they can learn, they can operate the drone, they're going to train on it, and that's another reason for them to be here. Now, this is more of a want than a need.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to survive without it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I was also speaking with the chief about the drone and had a reaction somewhere between the two of you, Angelina and David. So what I'm generally not in favor of purchasing a drone because it's a great idea. Chief knows this. We are, and he also knows that I'm very supportive of the PD, so that's off the table. My question is really for us. I don't understand the money flow from cable to the cable board, back to the village. I don't understand how we wrap that money back into our planning and budgeting process and how we use that money. I don't know if it's whipped cream on top of a sundae or it's the actual, it becomes part of what we use to operate this village. My mindset right now is, unless something isn't going to help us remain solvent through the next fiscal year, I'm not interested in it. We can put it on the deferred list. That is my mindset. So that's driving my comments as much as anything. It really, yeah, that's it, so.
Could I throw out maybe a suggestion that we defer this later down the road and see where we land? If you want to ask for something else from the Cable Commission, they want to give it to you instead of the drone, I'm okay with that.
I have a question,
Sure.
and I haven't gotten an answer if we've looked into other sources outside of Xfinity. We cannot stream a live meeting. That's ridiculous. It's embarrassing. It's functionally impossible. And any of these upgrades of live remote meetings and anything remotely of the sort isn't even going to be in the equation until we can get fast enough Wi-Fi speed to allow that machine to be live streamed. So we have Xfinity. It sucks. They've told us it's going to be a significant amount of money to upgrade to their fiber optic, but there is AT&T fiber optic. I'd like to inquire into whether that is available to us. It should be on Wellington or 13 Mile Road, or Franklin Road, I'm guessing, from what I've understood in communications with them. So again, as far as if the cable board is offering money out, although I didn't get this as an offering $30,000. It was, do you want a drone? We wouldn't mind having a drone too. So since we were gonna buy a drone, we'll share it with you. To me, that shouldn't be eating up our $30,000 types requests, but I wouldn't wanna know that before we made that deal. But if it was a, you know, a co-deal with them and they're just gonna store it here because we were the lucky, you know, the lucky winners, that's fine. But the biggest issue right now is we can't even live stream. That's bad. So, anything else on this subject, or we'll get back to where, all right. So, thank you, Chief.
You're welcome.
All right, so I was on the fourth column. Mine are actually the second, third, and fourth. Stormwater project phase 2, complete approved pathway project, walkability improvements. I mean, again, when it had the word sidewalks in there, so to me, that one and the 13-mile sidewalk are the same. That's the sidewalk. We only have one sidewalk that we can do.
Yeah.
So, that's it. Community spaces, the last column. The first one, develop a recreation plan. The fourth one, seasonal programming. And then the bottom one there, gathering spaces.
David, what was your last choice in infrastructure?
He's got in the top three.
Walkability.
Yeah,
Those
he's
three.
doing like the
The
circles
three
now.
circles.
Ah,
Stormwater
He's
completed and
switched it up.
walkability.
Okay.
Oh, he gets.
He's getting
circles.
creative. Oh, and he's got the pen out too. And that was it for me, thanks.
Wait till Abby's turn.
All right, so beginning with the governance column, I've got the policies, governance compliance. And then on the next page, the single village calendar. And then complaint tracking tool. Okay. And then my next choices are pretty easy. It's the top three, first three ones, yep. There you go. And then you can make another one over the first three in the next column too, please. Trying to make this easy for you, Evan. Okay, and then moving on, I have walkability improvements. The crosswalk on 13. And then general safety. In the final column, I have the recreation plan. Okay, seasonal programming. And the common space improvements.
What's Abby getting? Oh, let's see.
He's gonna freehand Abby's.
We're gonna get blue circles, all right.
Do I get like a screensaver when you click on it?
I think you're gonna get a smudge.
Policies, governance, and compliance. Oh, yeah. Good. Modernize community engagement tools and grant identification. Next page. Last one.
Last one.
And remote participation in village meetings, but I think upgrade meeting technology. I'll go with that one instead, because I think it's
Pretty
more,
much all the same.
yeah. Upgrade meeting technology. Second one, 2, 3, and 4. Downtown economic vitality. Identify barriers to new businesses. The one right underneath it, develop incentives. And then modern family-friendly gathering places and shops. And then, walkability. Safety for walkers. And, I mean, it's all walkability, right?
Yeah.
So I think walkability kind of captures everything, I'll leave it at that. And then in the last one, creative use of underutilized spaces. Last
Second
one.
page.
Yeah. Seasonal programming and gathering spaces.
The one under it.
I'll say David's, cat for the first one.
That's right. That's just a solution. That's right. That's not a goal. That's a solution. Cat.
Get a cat.
So in the first column, my number 1 is policies, governance, and compliance. My number 2 is upgrade meeting technology. And my 3 is complaint tracking tool and data-driven decision-making. In the next column, budget stabilization and addressing current budget challenges. My 2 is deep dive analytical review to identify cost-saving opportunities. And then my 3 is to explore diversified revenue streams, period. I don't know that.
Yeah, I would have loved to have stopped it there as well.
So I am clarifying that mine stops there, because again, and specifically in that one, again, I think there's more revenue options than what we're currently taking advantage of. Next column for downtown economic vitality, modern family-friendly gathering places and shops. 2, identify barriers to new businesses entering vacant spaces. And I think that one can even be, again, I'm not to amend it, but entering the village rather than just vacant spaces.
Sure.
3, develop incentives or streamline processes for business attraction. For infrastructure and connectivity, 1, explore lowering the speed on 13 Mile. 2, walkability improvement. And then I think that really just covers it. And then community spaces, recreation for quality of life. 1, gathering spaces with Wi-Fi seating, chessboards, pop-up installations.
The bottom one on that page.
Yeah. 2, creative uses of underutilized spaces. 3, seasonal programming, though for me, seasonal programming is more long-term than a near-term.
Okay. Excellent. All right, let's take a look at it. Let's go column by column.
Can we delete the ones that no one selected so we can try to get all the ones that were selected on one page?
If you can do that, that'd be good.
Probably just a redaction.
Yeah.
Use the redaction feature.
And that way, we're not ignoring anything.
Before, just a process question, before you do that. It seems to me that there's some opportunities for some consolidation here.
Yeah.
We've all talked about.
Yeah, we'll do that as we go column by column, for sure. I
Okay,
think we should do
but
that.
before we delete anything,
Well, she was
Well, deleting
deleting,
the
she was
ones that no
suggesting
one
one that
suggested.
nobody commented on. But that's what you're saying, they could become part of something else.
yeah, like the communications plan was kind of a big deal in 25 last year. And had a big reach that covered some of the concerns that people were talking about tonight. So we can take it out, but
Maybe it becomes like a sub-item, is that your point?
it might
Like
be a
it's-
work product, could be
Yeah.
in a communications plan.
But I think, yeah, but I think that the communication plans, to your point, it had a lot in it. But I think what we've done here is narrow down what type of communications are a priority to
Okay, I'm
us.
fine.
You know what I mean? So that way, instead of going back through the whole plan, which is like
Okay.
social media and all of that.
Evan, will you flash the second page so we can see what kind of overlap we have on page 2 in that column? So, and there's a lot in complaint tracking.
I think we need to move it to one page.
1, 2,
4,
3, 4, 5.
What's
And the bottom one has 3.
4?
And then, all right, so on the second page, it looks like complaint tracking is definitely 1 in our group. And that's already underway with Community Connect. So that's just getting that.
But I don't think, we've done I'm gonna be really honest here. We've done a really poor job of talking about it and making everybody aware. Like, I haven't been updated in.
None of us have. They're working on it. The point is, there is
No,
something in
but
place.
hang on. we still need to understand what's going on. Like, raise your hand if if you've ever seen the tool or functionally know what it's doing and what the village is doing with it at this table. And if the answer is 1, 2, 3 of us, that's a problem.
The,
Is that a homegrown app? Is that like is someone developing that here?
well, Mark Hankey has been developing it.
Is there a off-the-shelf product we can just buy and license? Like-
Well, he's developing it, so he's developing it, and we're a pilot group. So that's what I'm saying, is like, yes, it's happening, yes, it's underway, but no, we don't have any visibility into it. We can't let
Okay,
things.
no problem. It
Could I-
was
could
a
I just
comment
make-
off the, it was a comment, so it's irrelevant. We're going and identifying our collective goals. So that item is a collective goal. How we get to that is irrelevant at this point then, okay? Does that make everyone feel better? Complaint tracking tool and
As long as my
data-driven
point's still
decision-making
noted.
is one of the items that we've identified. So we've got 3 checks on the second one. What's on the first page again?
Policies, governance, and
That has
compliance.
That one's definitely got 5.
Can you put numbers next to them?
I think can't we just order them, like,
Policies has 5
like
that I got.
put the priorities at the top that we've all agreed? So like complaint tracking,
I'll
policies,
wait till
and
someone just
governance.
take a clean one and circle the 3 that we've identified.
Oh, poor Evan, sorry, bud.
Okay, sorry. Can you insert a number?
Just so that we can focus.
Yeah, so if you, there should be ability to put like a 1, a 2, a 3, and
Maybe
a
in the
4.
row across the top. Or next to the
Or
item.
you can freehand it.
Here, can I use your pink highlighter? I don't have any highlighting on mine, so I'm gonna do it. Policy and compliance, upgrade meet, oh, what was the second one on the back page?
It's on the back.
Modernized engagement tools. That's got 3.
Complaint tracking was the one on the back.
Right, so complaint tracking we identified
And
as
then
the
there's a
second one.
tie between modernized community engagement tools.
And what was it, it's tied with?
It's tied with upgrade meeting technology.
I mean, isn't that sort of, well, it's not.
No, I feel like, so then
Well, I
there's
think,
4.
I think, what was the second one? Modernized community engagement tools and grant identification.
I think
We have a clear 1 and 2, so 3 and 4 are tied.
All right, I'm gonna highlight the meeting technology because that seems more immediate.
So do you want to just, can you save this version? And then we'll just,
And complete tracking and community engagement might also, again, be sort of similar in that we're trying to get feedback from residents and have a means of,
I mean, I think if we have a tie for 3 and 4,
yeah,
then
it's fine.
keep 3 and 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like have 4 priorities.
There's
It's clear,
4,
it
yeah.
counts in votes.
Yep.
okay.
That's not
And
split
then,
hairs.
okay, so this next group, go to the second page. Is it just the top 3?
It's the top 3.
Yeah.
It's the top 3, that's. The second.
Well, no, there's, the bottom, the 4th one has 4 people. And the 3rd one has 4.
The third one has 5, right?
Yeah, the audit and implement internal financial controls.
And then audit has 4 too,
Okay.
because mine is like just dark.
audit has 4, Eileen.
I
Yeah,
mean, audit and implement internal financial controls is also.
These are like
policy
the same
governance.
thing.
yeah. So let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the budget challenges are the fact that we need to implement internal financial controls.
Reach.
Want to keep going?
2,
2 is 4.
2, 5.
What's that? There's only 1 on the second, or there's 2 on the second page?
That's 3.
That's
Probably
3.
not a good number.
2, 5, and 4. I think that one has 4, right? Or no, 3.
Identify barriers to new business, or did we already say that one?
That has 5. So then there's a
That's
tie
5.
again.
Which one's,
Does barriers have 5?
It has 4.
Oh,
4,
recruit,
okay, that's
retain,
what I
and
thought.
incentivize small businesses has 5.
Yeah.
Oh, we already did that one, sorry.
No, 2 and 5, and then there's a 3-way tie between develop a downtown plan, develop incentives and streamline processes, and then the one on the back page. What's the one on the back page?
Modern, family-friendly gathering places and shops.
Tell you what, I think we can, on the same principle as setting aside the communications plan, the elements that would go into a downtown plan would be the ones that we would talk about today. So I would vote for setting that aside.
So
'cause
you're
that'll
saying
help
like
us.
the downtown plan becomes the master goal and then
Yes.
a byproduct or goal of that is family-friendly businesses.
That's
we
right.
have new businesses coming downtown.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fair.
So 2, 5, and 6?
1, 2.
Are we including one then, or are we just using
No,
that
we're
as-
just,
No.
we're not.
Just take
So
it
2,
off.
5, and 6.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What about the family friend? See, that's a big goal of a downtown
So
plan.
honestly, I think 5 and 6 are almost the same thing, right? Because you have identified barriers to new businesses and then develop incentives and streamline processes for business attraction.
Well, 2 and 6 are the same thing then.
I think
Recruit,
2,
retain,
5,
and
and
incentivize small
6
businesses.
are almost all the same thing.
Okay. So let's do 2, 5, and 6 and one on the back page.
Yeah. The family-friendly gathering?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
agree
mean,
with
recruiting
that.
businesses is the clear underlying theme. What
Yeah.
means of doing that seems to be
These
more
are
the
all like
question.
words to do a very similar thing.
Yeah.
And that becomes the village center plan, if we're being honest.
Right.
This one is 4. Can you go on the back page?
Walkability.
The
Safety.
safety has 3.
And then there's
Yeah, and then,
we all chose a smattering of things on 13 Mile.
Walkability.
yeah, let's keep it the 2 or 1, I guess, right? Because it says pedestrian
Easement,
lights.
that's a good one, because it covers a lot more things.
The Tudor easement? Yeah, it does.
It's
And
got
that's,
the 13-mile sidewalk in there.
yeah, I agree that, and if
I
that
mean,
doesn't happen,
pedestrian
nothing
lights
else
is the
does.
same thing as flashing lights across 13
Yeah,
miles.
if we're doing a
frankly.
13-mile sidewalk, we're gonna do a pedestrian crossway.
Right, so,
So 2, 5, and,
Yeah,
Not
I think
2.
safety for walkers
I
is
mean,
probably.
I'd be happy with 2, but you
Sorry.
guys don't want 2.
3, sorry, you have it right.
Seasonal
Alright.
programming.
So this one is seasonal programming. Gathering spaces. And then I think there was one on the back that had a lot.
It's
Yeah,
got 3.
creative.
Go to the front page again. What was that bottom one? I'm sorry, the top one.
Gathering spaces has 4 on the bottom of the first page.
And what's
That
it
one has
competing with
3.
using?
Oh, the top one
But
is,
a
I mean,
rec
again-
plan is a village center plan,
yeah.
so,
I think that this is a similar situation.
But it
as-
seems, I agree, like, if you're gonna say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all in sort of the same bucket, which is whether it's passive or active, seems to be the biggest difference.
go to the back page one more time, what was 6?
Creative uses of underutilized
yeah.
spaces.
So let's put 4, 5, and 6 up there, right? Because then we essentially have one,
That feeds in.
yeah, it all feeds into each other, so it's like a unified goal. I think that's easier. Okay, so can we clean this up now, like save this and then clean it up and delete everything else?
Just an observation on the second column, number 4 is at the top, but I think number 4 only has 3 votes and the others have more.
Number 4 has 4 votes, because that operating is
Yeah.
mine.
Yep.
1, 2,
So that's
3,
still
4.
3.
It's 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right, it's mine over. Oh, yeah, so delete 4.
I also really think in terms of between number 3 and number 4, it's,
I think they're they're virtually the same.
I think they're similar.
Yeah.
The one that we just deleted.
Yeah, I think 4 is pretty similar to deep dive analytical review.
Yeah, one's just using the term deep dive at the end of the day.
And one
It's-
is forecasting controls.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's
And
fine.
that one becomes a sub.
Yeah, yeah,
It becomes
yeah.
like a
I agree.
action mechanism for policies, governance, and compliance. So like that's what'll end up happening here. is that-
Okay. So what's the quickest way for us to see all the ones? Abby, you're PDF queen.
There's not a PDF queen.
Adobe queen.
Canva, for sure.
Well, can we just make a new copy and then delete everything but what's listed up there?
He can pull up the Word document that this came from.
We need a whiteboard in here.
There it is.
Smart
We
technology. It's
upgraded
almost
the
like it was on
technology.
there, a smart board.
Here.
You know, our taxes are going to getting a smart board in every BPS elementary room instead of every village office.
And just delete everything except for the ones that were keeping.
Do you have two screens?
No, but I gave you
Oh,
my
okay.
written
I was
notes.
like, hope you have a good memory.
Do we have a time constraint?
I have a babysitter time constraint, yeah. 8:30.
I mean, ideally, well, let's say this. Once we've now identified our top goals and priorities in each column, are we now gonna spend a few minutes discussing implementation?
Well,
Or are we just gonna,
Well, we're
I
talking
think
about,
Abby said cost.
is there a cost attached to
Like,
it?
if there's
Yeah,
a
we should be-
Is
cost,
it a near versus long?
Is this realistic or not? Should
Yeah.
be a thing that we do.
because if it's not realistic, we can just put it on the next fiscal year when we have
Or we
money.
just say we're gonna have to plan for it, like if we're really saying we're gonna invest in, I don't know, like a village green plan and it costs many millions of dollars, or sidewalks on 13 Mile, it becomes
Yeah,
like we need to save X amount of dollars year over year and also apply for grants, like.
Yeah, like what Bryce said, like that community was stashing away money every year for 5 years. So like we can say, every time we have extra money, we put 50K towards this.
I wonder, I like those ideas. I wonder if we should just take a step back and reflect on what we didn't pick, or what, and what patterns we're seeing in these items. I'd like to hear from you, Rachel, because you're the person who has her hands on the day-to-day operations that aren't very pretty and creative and community engagement-y. The other thing I'd like to make sure we talk about before we move on is things like the stormwater project. That's an infrastructure project. It's really easy to ignore because it's bulky and we aren't done with it yet, but I'd like us to talk about that before we abandon it for this coming year.
For the purposes of today, though, I do think we should shortlist things and then maybe give some time to those things when we've got
Yeah.
other time, because, I mean,
For every good
with all due
idea.
respect, like, we were here for 5 hours last night, and we're,
And Pam, the infrastructure committee is meeting Friday at 9:30. If someone wants to brief us on the stormwater project, since that's infrastructure.
so we can absolutely do that. I just mean, for the purposes of tonight, we need to shortlist this, figure out what's feasible, and what are we gonna plan for in the budget for next year, would be my vote.
Okay, but the point I was trying to make, and maybe I didn't make it very well, is that's a project that's gonna take resources and time, and it's underway. And is, depending on where you live in the village, is as important as some of these other things.
So I still agree with Angelina and Abby, trustee Gates and trustee Salaka, that one, it's an infrastructure thing. Infrastructure can get briefed on it so that they can start to prepare things for us broadly, particularly if it's underway. And then to the point trustee Gates was making, we have a limited time tonight, at least I do, and want to be respectful of everybody else's time. So keeping our priority of talking about the things that we prioritized first, and then we can follow up on the things that we're not talking about. But we should be moving the most important parts of our conversation to the front. Otherwise, we're gonna get exhausted.
I'm with you. I would, so is everybody's expectation that whatever comes out of this meeting is final? Or is it still up for discussion? Because I would imagine the work product that we're after is a short list of goals that are attainable in the next fiscal year. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking some of these will be near-term opportunities because they require little funding and are universally supported, like policies, governance, and compliance. Whereas like walkability improvements, we might say that's a goal, but underneath that, it might be that the sidewalks on 13 Mile are the goal. There is no way in hell that's happening next fiscal year.
Right, yeah.
So it becomes like, okay, so grant funding, we explore how much money would we have to save toward that? And when will it be feasible, and at what point do we say, all right, in FY '29, that becomes the number one priority, because we've been,
Talking about it for.
yeah, we've got a plan, and that's, you know, assuming the plan still fits the need, like, that becomes money that we'll deploy for a larger scale project. So, and it's also feasible that, to your point, Pam, a lot of these will become sub-bullets underneath some of these. Like, we may say, for downtown and economic vitality, if we're identifying barriers to new businesses entering vacant spaces, and, you know, let's say a part of that is, we do need someone to spend time as a Main Street director to do that. It might be that that becomes one of our goals for next fiscal year, because we don't have the capacity or, the capability on the team today to do it. That might be, you know, depending on what we decide. So it is absolutely feasible some of these become just sub-bullets on the bigger.
Did you, are we done?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. This is new, okay.
okay, I can live with that for tonight.
Okay. So should we put money signs? Like, which ones cost money and which ones just require focus and organization?
Are you talking about of our goals or of all of them?
No,
Like
the
column
ones
by
we just
column.
narrowed, the ones we
Like-
just narrowed.
Like in the first column, like having a meeting flow and pre-reading
So
processes, that
can we
just
go
takes
back and
focus.
highlight the three then? Maybe
Yeah, we
just do
gotta,
that?
we gotta laser in on our,
He did. This is what he
This
said.
is-
There was a tie? Was there that
No.
big of a tie in
There
column
were
one?
4.
So
Why are there
remove,
six?
remove address severe road infestation, because that's not something we're
I
gonna
thought
talk
we
about.
came to agreement.
And what
on
about the
three
bottom
and that-
one?
I'm not following.
Modernized community education
Yeah.
grant
I
identification.
thought he had numbers written across
Yeah,
the
we
top.
only had 3 numbers.
So for the first group,
Yeah,
it
was 2, 6,
is
and 11.
complaint tracking, policies, governance, and compliance, and then upgrade meeting technology and modernize community engagement tools for time.
Okay, so let's delete everything else.
Council conduct standards, that goes away.
Yeah,
Formal agenda meeting, and that one goes away.
and this is it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
all right, is there a budget implication to number 1?
No.
No, that just requires,
I mean, nothing is free, but.
yeah,
Right.
but that's prioritizing
It's
staff
staff time.
tasking.
Right.
Staff time.
That's staff time.
It's not a line item implication, but
Correct.
the downstream effects could be what?
What else doesn't get done while I'm doing that?
Yeah.
Correct.
Also, I mean, I think that we just need to utilize AI and MML a
Yeah.
lot for that.
100%.
Like, MML will give you templates, and, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
MML is just basically gonna hand you over, you know, whatever they have, and then you'll have to customize it.
Yep.
And I think if like we give time to like how you brought the policy for procurement to us, and like once a month or once every other month, you bring us a couple policies for us to review. I think that's how we do it. Like we chunk it out.
Yeah.
Or even just like department policies, how, like finance policies, accounting and finance?
We need a lot of those, and those are at the top of my list to complete next. I'm sorry?
I was just saying, are there other costs like attorneys and?
So,
There will be minimal attorney costs just to do the review. I mean,
yeah, so one of the things that, I mean, even for policies, governance, and compliance, again, to the extent that you want any assistance, I am happy to help, because like, at the end of the day, anything, government is a wonderful world for AI, because it's trained off of the public domain, and all things are public related to government, and we can put information into it without having to worry about data leakage, because
It's all public.
it's all public. So I think we can get a lot of base frameworks to get to you, to be able to start to massage and carve away at it to what you want.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, so one is basically staff time. Like, should we put like ST or something, or?
I mean, that's a near term.
Yeah, so near term, you're right, let's use near term.
It's a near-term goal. It's a 2020, it's a.
So let's
it's a-
put green, right? That means it's a go. I think,
Are we sifting through these now, or what are we trying to get done?
yeah,
We're trying to identify
We're
what
identifying
needs to
which
be-
costs money and which we,
yeah,
just
and
matter
which is a go.
of
Yeah,
time.
what's,
So it's
what's,
above-
what is within this fiscal
Yeah,
year?
so the
and
next-
what's
So
spent.
two clearly is money.
Yep.
So it can use a different color. I
Yeah, you-
think that, but that could also be a cable board request.
Yeah,
It requires money, but whether it's ours or either. it's
They
still
have
something
money to
that-
give because they wanted to give it to us. for
right,
a
there has to be, we have to be able to have the nuance of like, if we can get a proposal to the cable board, if they reject it, then yeah, I think it defers down into is this something that we're gonna spend money on? But I think we have a very clear path for where we're requesting funds from, so it wouldn't be the same thing as something else that specifically requires an investment.
So the call to action on this one would be,
Yeah, I was
Investing-
gonna say, can you change it to blue? Yeah, just because red is like a stop, and I think blue is like out of our control.
you're
guys-
considering getting into elementary
Like the
education.
ocean.
Just a career option. Think about it.
You know how many kids we have?
I do, that's what I'm suggesting. Okay, so this one would be, again, like,
I consider it more green because the service that we're receiving. So again, just to be clear, the work that Mark is doing on this as of now is free of charge. So I'm going to put it in a green category until we have a reason not to.
Can I just speak to this? Like, what, I think I wrote this, but what I would mean by data-driven decision-making is we would be able to export a report from whatever our tracking tool was on how many people talked about deer in the meetings from the past 3 years and how many people called about deer in the meetings from the past, or called the office, and then aggregate that with how many deer
Hang on.
incidents there have been.
Dude, let me jump in real quick
And
because.
so that
yeah, but
data would
in-
drive our decision-making.
Trustee Slaka, you know very well that in all these circumstances, you need to have a plan before you have a tool. So to me, we would have to, like, complaint tracking tool, you're not talking about the acquisition of a tool, you're talking about the formation of what we're looking to track.
Yeah, like a
tags.
medium,
You'd have to have tags and like,
a mode.
how long, how long has this tool been under development?
Almost 2 years.
That's an eternity in Appland.
Well,
But the office is using parts of it.
But remember that it stopped last year because everything stopped in the office. So it hit the staff in March of 24, 5. It doesn't, I think we ought to take Community Connect out of it. What
I
we're
agree.
talking about is what toolbox do we want to have in the office? What's important to us? That's what we've already talked about that.
And that's, I get that. I think what I'm saying is like, with Community Connect, it's not just, launching the product is not the end of the game. You have to maintain
Right.
it.
Yeah, of
You have to
course,
have
yes.
staff
Yeah, I know
to
about
continue to
software,
work on
yes.
it and
Yes.
bug, like it, and
Yeah.
if it's already taking 2 years.
It's like no, but please don't latch
you
onto
can't
that.
look
It's
into
not
that.
important.
So my
That's
point
not-
is, like, are there off-the-shelf products that exist for other municipalities that would help us to track this stuff?
Can I ask, hang on, I wanna address the elephant in the room. Why is this such a touchy subject, David? This
It's
is
not
the
a touchy
second time you've
subject.
gotten frustrated at us.
Because it's irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant. It's a
in
tool
the
that helps
sense
us
of
to track.
We wanna
and
learn
pull
about the
data.
tool.
I agree, and the way to learn about the tool is have the person who's been working on the tool, I've been asking for an ages now to come in and give us a presentation. The point that Pam is making is during its test phase, the office was using it. Dana was getting great value out of it. Susan was getting value out of it. They were tracking complaints from beginning to end. They were showing how things started, how it went through the process. Then it, as Pam said, everything broke down and the whole new administration has had no education on it, so it's been just sitting there. So when Abby says it's taken 2 years to implement, Mark doesn't have like 2 years worth of bugs in his program. He's been adding to the program as it goes. I've only seen it
So-
in action once over a year ago. And at that point, I was like, this thing can be amazing because of the survey piece and the complaint tracking piece and the hotspot piece and getting data on every single resident in the village, meaning their address and their email. And when somebody complained about deer and or whatever, it was set up where every single person's address was in there. So like you said, if you wanted to know where deer complaints were, you would just go see where green is.
But my
What I'm
question-
saying is, where's the MVP then? If those things are
Yeah.
in operation, then
The
they should be in
MVP?
production.
Minimum
Like,
viable product.
minimum viable products. You don't like wait until everything is completely built in order to ship the entire app.
That
You
is
start
what
with
they've
what's
been
working,
using, and that's
then
what-
it becomes
They had been using it up
ongoing
until
rollout.
July.
But that doesn't
11th.
make any sense
Okay,
because we were
everybody,
told
just
Don
pause.
was
This
using
isn't-
it and Gemma, and those two people haven't left.
All right, this isn't productive.
I agree.
Mark just needs to come in
Agreed.
and
I-
provide us
Take a
the
look.
capabilities of this tool, and then we can make a determination of whether or not it satisfies the needs.
That is right. So what's the need? What's the problem we're trying to solve?
We want to know what is happening in the community complaint-wise.
That's right.
No, that's really not what we're doing right now. What we were doing right now was, so we can get out of here, was identifying what costs money and what doesn't cost money.
Okay.
Abby's means of doing it is costing money because we have to go buy something. Mark's product doesn't cost us money. So let's just leave it at
But that's
no
not
money
always
right
the
now.
best
Yeah,
solution.
because if it doesn't cost us money, but it doesn't get us to our goal, then it's not the best
Okay,
solution.
but hang on. No. But this is my point.
So don't put a
We have
color
to
next
move
to it.
on to the next issue
I agree.
because we could be going back and forth on the smart board technology because there's no guarantee that cable board's going to give it to us. Let's learn about the capabilities of what Mark is saying, and if it doesn't satisfy what we want, or we want to materially increase our cost to get one or two additional widgets into a tool, fine. But let's start with the thing that's free, and then we can determine the rest. And then, so I think we have a clear logical path forward, rather than dismissing the tool that's at our disposal for free. I say we move on to,
Yeah, and the third one doesn't cost money either, I don't believe.
Can I add one more thing?
I mean,
Yeah.
Is
I
it
guess
possible that we
engagement
would
tools.
explore alternatives, like through an RFP process, to say, yes, we have this free option, but are there additional capabilities that would be really powerful that might give us some modernized community engagement tool
Yeah.
options?
that's what I was
That don't
saying.
exist with Mark. So
Yeah.
I'm saying, yes, there's no cost implication to this, but B, are there better opportunities for a better technology to get us closer to where we want to go? Both
Right.
now and in the future. That's all I was saying.
Agreed, but the first step is learning the capabilities of the tool that is free before we write it off as not meeting our needs.
I'm not writing it off.
Are you guys still on the third one, or you would move to the
We're on
fourth
the
one?
fourth.
We're on the-
Okay, so tell me this, what is we mean by modernized community engagement tools? What, I don't know who wrote that, but what does that intend? I know what grant identification is, but what is a community engagement tool? What are we talking about here?
To me, that could be like social media, that could be like QR codes telling people to,
Okay.
like any sort of thing that engages the community.
Okay,
And I'm guessing the grant identification is tools for that community engagement, right? So like, there's a lot of tools, I mean, and community engagement tools could also be a sign that is
Okay.
digital.
All right, good.
You know, that tells the community what's going on.
would you guys be open to dropping and grant identification, because it doesn't seem like it matches?
I agree.
I think it's, I think it's with,
No, I agree.
Yeah,
What do
you
you
could
think?
say
I
that
think
about a lot of
every one of these, to the extent we could get a grant to help us do it, would be,
Yeah,
I also think didn't we have grants or identifying new revenue streams somewhere?
it got dropped off.
where was that?
It was on the.
It was the last one on the second on financial stability. It was dropped off because it only got one vote.
I don't think anyone would,
Where is that?
it was on
It's
the.
right here, right here.
That one?
Diversified, yeah. And
Oh,
then
but-
David said, let's drop off the historic
Yeah.
values thing, but it still just got one vote, so.
I mean, I think none of us are gonna be like, we should not identify grants
Yeah,
or.
I think that's,
Agreed.
that has to do with how you address the
yeah, I
current
don't
budget
think it's a goal.
challenges.
It should be a standard operating procedure.
Yeah.
We should be constantly looking for grants.
So maybe we'll put that as a sub-bullet under the first one. we have never assigned anybody the responsibility in the office or among council or anywhere to spend a part of their time looking for, hunting for grant money.
Did the treasurer have grant on the PD or additional revenues or any of that?
I think it's more like a.
I think we could add that if we're going
Investment
to.
There was some accountability in the treasurer
I was gonna
job
say, I
that was shared
remember
with the
us
administrator.
including grant in there.
Yeah,
Or at least seeking creative budget revenue sources.
yeah.
Okay. So is modernized community engagement tools, is it a green?
I think it's kind of a sliding scale. If it's like a new sign that's digital, that's probably money. If it's improve our communication through social media channels and operating procedures of
Yeah,
emails,
that's a
and
few $100 a month.
that's
Right.
that's green. So I think
Yeah.
there's definitely things that can be done in that capacity in the near term.
Yeah,
So the rest of the statement for modernized community engagement tools says to ensure all village updates are communicated effectively to residents where everyone can access them.
okay.
That was the rest of that idea.
Okay. For the next column. I mean, I don't know if any of those cost money, do they?
This just seems like operating stuff.
Wait, I have a question. How many did transparent public reporting of expenditures get?
Yeah, I think we have one too many.
Yeah,
This
I don't
column
think
that
that
was
one. I
three.
mean, that's obviously a requirement.
Hang on, so,
Yeah,
It was 1, 2, 3, and 4.
okay, so
But
then
four didn't get enough.
four
yeah,
didn't get on.
you originally had audit and implement, but then you took it out.
Delete.
Because you decided it's essentially the same as the deep dive.
No, but we never had that maintain transparent public reporting of expenditures.
I'm
that
sorry,
one
yeah,
never got in.
so it should be, here,
It should be seek additional revenue sources.
Yeah.
That's the grant one, that's the
That was, I was
problem.
like, I feel like we had it on.
Yeah,
here.
we did, that's the top one.
yep.
So move seek additional revenue. sources.
So, can I ask I didn't vote for the first one, and it made the list, so can I just get clarity? Because it's seek additional revenue sources to address police and fire. Why are we limiting ourselves to police and fire?
Because those are key things that we need to address right now.
Well, because police and fire, the only really means that we can increase revenue through a millage or a bond. We can't bond for
Yeah.
just what we want to spend money on. If we get a police millage, then that frees up the general fund. And as far as fire, we need to figure out how to generate
I thought
additional
that
revenues
was-
in order to support our fire department.
I thought that was more like find creative revenue sources.
I thought it was too.
Yeah.
So, hey, Evan, if you could put that item back in there, I think there's a punctuation problem. Seek additional revenue sources to address police, comma, fire, and operating costs.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah. It's a goal,
Okay, that makes sense, that there
that's
are
what
three
I,
different items.
there you go. Police, comma,
Fire,
fire.
comma, and operating costs.
But what you just said, David, we can't do a millage just for operating costs. right?
No, but
But
we,
this is just seeking additional revenue
Revenue
sources. The first two would be through millage, the other would be cost savings,
yeah,
or grants, or
yeah.
Can we,
cable boards and things like that.
I think we need to talk about this because this has come up,
What has come up?
the whole millage thing. And no one's really, everyone just keeps on cooking the can. I don't feel comfortable
Well, I
voting.
think that's the point of
You
this,
feel
right?
comfortable voting what? I'm not following.
If we are going to go for a millage, we have to put it on an election.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have to decide in the next 60 days
But
whether
that's
that's
what
gonna
this would
happen.
do.
Okay, so let's talk about it because it's on here.
Now?
No, we're never
Not
gonna
now.
get done with the meeting if
Not
we're all
talking about
gonna
now.
express opinions
Okay.
about.
So I think I thought this wasn't a millage. I thought it was seeking additional revenue sources. If it was seeking a millage to address police, fire, and operating costs, that's what it should have said.
Well, isn't it exploring several
I know, I
paths
didn't
to
write it.
that?
Or is it just the millage?
Do you know of other sources to generate revenue besides a millage? increase?
I don't know. that'd
Yeah,
be
that's
the
what I don't
exploration
know.
of
It
right?
didn't
Like-
say millage. If it had said millage.
So here's a perfect example. The fact that we're grouping in police and fire implies that we're gonna pursue millage increases for both police and fire. Those are two separate things. Additionally, fire, I don't know the current status of whether or not Bingham is staying with our fire department or not, but then there's the, do we explore the possibility of other joining up with another municipality?
Could be,
Like, we
still gotta have sufficient money, our revenues in that area.
That's my
are
point.
increasing.
That's what I'm saying. That is something outside of millage.
Yeah, if this was millage, I think we have to go back to see how many people prioritize that and how many people didn't.
Okay, can I just say that it has to be a priority, it's not a choice. There's
Are you
no
guys seriously
way-
thinking that that's not a means of revenue? Like, do you really think there's another way to do this? I'm just curious. Just curious.
David, can I
That's
just-
where we're
For
headed.
me?
Yeah, please, take the lead
So,
on this.
when I started, it was already made clear to me that by 2028 or 29, we were gonna be in the red because of police funding. Take the fire out, okay? That's a whole separate
Exactly.
situation. Let's just talk about police right now. So, we were going to fail if we did not run this millage to pull our police services out of our general fund and fund it entirely with this millage. Now that we've had this issue with the treasury, it's even more important. We will need to move forward with this millage sooner than later. We don't have an additional year to wait.
Completely agree. That's why I was saying that, again, I just think that it is written the right way. I interpreted revenue sources to mean, that's why I specifically called out, it clarifies police and fire,
Okay.
because that entails a police millage.
Yes.
I do think, though, for purposes of streamlining, that the scope of this should either be separated or remove fire, because we want to be targeted in the approach.
Okay.
So let's go
The
back.
key is the police. Fire can become an entirely separate conversation, but we really can't even have that conversation until we know